If they running their mouth, then they looking for trouble. Ran right up in the knowledge, now they back in the huddle. See, they know we can fight. New content every week. Me and Dr. Clyde keep on bringing the heat. Now they know that we're driven, and they know we ain't quitting. Yoshi and Dr. Winner keep on bringing the energy. Unity, unity, unity. See, they know we ain't stopping, and they know they got problems, and they ran out of options. If they know we got a problem, can't let it go unsolved. Bring back learning, Afrocentric history, we see tomorrow. Karma is karma, I say what I say, I hear underwater. Till I see I fall off, then I bring y'all up on note. I'm back up on my Clyde winners, 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 Clyde winners. Divine winters, Clyde winters, mind bender, Clyde winters. I'm Richard, ride with ya, master teacher, create masters, Clyde winters. Give respect to the elder, Clyde winters. I know that somebody else that living for me. I told you somebody else that looking for me. I think there's somebody else that looking for me. I think there's somebody else that looking for me.
We have to live by God. We have to live by God. I have not done wrong. I have not robbed. I have not stolen. I have not blamed. I have not told lies. I have not stolen food. I was not stolen. I have not fornicated with the fornicator. I have not caused anyone to weep. I have not dissembled. I have not transgressed. I have not discussed secrets. I have brought no lawsuits. I am not wrong. I am not struck ill. I am not transgressed the law. I have not been hunted. Except when I'm talking about on the tongue. I have not made extolling. I have not bragged. I have not cursed. I have not been violent. I have not confounded truth. I have not been impatient. I have not cursed against
Dr. Winter's legacy is a testament to the power of knowledge and the unyielding spirit of exploration. His impact is felt worldwide, as he shares and enlightens at conferences, symposiums, and collaborative projects. His voice is a beacon in the academic world, challenging, inspiring, and always educating. His journey reminds us that the quest for knowledge is never-ending, and its impact is timeless. Dr. Winters teaches us to challenge the narratives and to learn with an open mind. As he always says, B1 is not a group, it's a lineage. Let his story inspire everybody to pursue knowledge relentlessly and to always seek the truth. Now let us welcome in the grandfather of research, the Trill OG himself, the Honorable Dr. Clyde Winters.
Let the researcher do the research. Oh, no, no. I don't get a kick out of telling lies. Let the researcher do the research. Oh, no, no. Spent years studying the ties. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah, yeah. Black first, with strength we rise. Yeah. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah. Uniting truth and kill the lies. Let the researcher do the research. I'll learn to debunk my own craft. Respect is all that I ask. Dr. Winters, I was sent here to finish my task, to become the greatest researcher, and that's who I am. Dr. Winters, yeah. Na 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 na. Let the research. Gotta tell it lies. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah. Spent years studying the tides. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah. Black first, with strength we rise. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah. Uniting truth and kill the lies. Be one, be one, be one. Be one to win this fight.
We have to always
we must
remain
unite.
black
Stand up
first.
for the righteous and let your skin shine bright. Be one, be one.
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? How's everybody doing? Again, this is Thursday. And what do we do on Thursday? On Thursday, we have what? Black History Gems. Yeah, welcome to Black History Gem. Another edition of Black History Gems. And Black History Gems is your weekly program to tell you the history that the white man won't tell you. Yes, we're here to tell you the history because we are FBA. We're FBA out of Aboriginal blacks, Black Europeans, and came in the sense FBA. Yes. FBA are the product of an ethnogenesis from Black Africans, Black Aboriginals, and Black Europeans came FBA, you, FBA, me, FBA, us. Yes. You know, FBA, to me, you know, we're the Supermen of today. Why are we the Supermen? Because we are, in a sense, we're in a sense the people who have taken the place of the Egyptians in history. It's through our creativity, through our inventions, that the world is the world. American civilization is based upon machinery. Who invented the first machines in this country? Foundational Black Americans. Worldwide civilization is based upon what? The telephone and the light bulb. Oops. Who made the light bulb and the telephone work? Foundational Black Americans. Therefore, we are, yes, FBA are the trendsetters. FBA are the inventors of the worldwide civilization, and that everybody's always looking at us, you see. Everybody always looking at us because of the fact, in a sense, that we have been here. But, you know, although we are here today, we've also been here for thousands of years. Yes. We've been here for thousands of years. And because of the fact that we've been here for thousands of years, what I want to do today is I want to discuss some of that history. I want to discuss some of that influence. I want to discuss, you know, some of the information that we have about our great and important civilization. And yes, this, in a sense, one aspect of this great civilization that occurred back in the day was the people who invented what was called the Chama Vase. Yes, the Chama Vase. Here's the Chama Vase. On this, you can see an African brother. Then he's about to meet an Mayan Indians. Yes, because see, we've been coming over here for thousands of years, and that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about, in a sense, our relationship to this old world. Karen says, I saw some black Chinese people on Facebook. Yeah, some black Chinese, not as many as it used to be. The Koreans and all of them used to be black, but people have a tendency to want to be like the dominant culture of the world. The dominant culture of the world today is the Western European culture, and the Western European culture is a culture of the Caucasian. And as a result, because of the fact that Western European culture is a culture of the Caucasian, many people want to be Caucasians. Many people pray, they hope, they want to, they like to, and even though they don't, many people are. It's upsetting. It was a thing, and this person was going around, and he was asking people, what do they want to do, and when he talked about when he went to black people, many FBA found that FBA people were very proud of their black ancestry, and one of the reasons they were proud of our black ancestry is that we know that modern world culture, modern world civilization is the result of it's the result of our creation. It's our creation. Everything is based on us. The music, the inventions, everything came from us. And so that's why we're the Supermen of the day. But I want to talk today about, a vase. And it's a very interesting vase. It's the Chama Vase. And the Chama Vase is very interesting because this vase, in a sense, it depicts a brother about to go meet a black Maya. And this is very interesting. There were black Mayas. There's also red Mayas, so don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to say that everybody in these United States were black before the coming of the European, but it was a lot of them. But the thing is, this is that we seem to have back in the day, we seem to have had small cities, small villages, and a lot of times, in a sense, our ancestors, especially old folk, they felt that our civilizations worked best if we had small communities. They felt that big communities led to big problems. And as we can see in modern America, you find that people go in all type of ways, a lot of crime, a lot of sexual deviancy. So in a way, big cities can result in a lot of problems. So our ancestors, they knew this. And so what they try to do is they try to make sure that they build civilizations in which they had small towns or maybe small cities, because a lot of trouble comes from our big cities. But today, I want to talk about a black civilization. It goes back to, back to Mexico. And this is the Chama Vase, the Chama Vase. Let's get started. You can go to my Patreon to see the slides. Once I complete this presentation, I'm going to put the slides in my Patreon. You can go to the Patreon to see my slides, and you can go to Patreon and support me. It's only $5. Yes, $5 a month. But it's the people of in my Patreon that allow me to do these shows. It's the people on my Patreon that provide me with resources, monetary resources, to be able to get the latest research, buy the latest books, and get information that's behind paywalls. So please join my Patreon. It's $5 a month. And you can go to Patreon, look under Clyde Winters, and you can see my Patreon. Join my Patreon. You can find me on Twitter at Dr. Clyde Winters 8. Follow me at TikTok.com at Clyde Winters 3. Many of my TikTok presentations were done by Yoshimod the Genius. I want to thank Yoshimod for making these shorts for me, because that, by him making these shorts, he's exposed me to a larger population, which is on TikTok. It's getting more people to see what I'm about, what I'm trying to teach, what I'm about to do. So thank you, Yoshimod the Genius, for your support and for making those videos. In fact, the introductory video to that's going on now is a video, in a sense, it is, in a sense, a video that is very important. And it's important because of the fact, in a sense, is that we're talking about things that can help you. So thank you for coming here. And my videos are on YouTube. My YouTube channel, I have over 400 videos. Check them out. You can order my books on Amazon.com. B1 is acknowledging your Black African ancestry and mod, not heritage. We must be race men and women proud of our culture and African Black ancestry. What is B1? B1 is unity. What is B1? B1 is brilliance. Yes, yes, yes. Black and brilliant. B1 is black first. B1 is brilliant first. So we are what? We are black and brilliant. Yes, we are. If you want to find out more about Black people in the Americas, get my books, The Nationality Law Foundation of Black Americans. This book explains how we arrived at this designation of our ethnicity as a foundation of Black Americans. Get this book, The Nationality and Law Foundation of Black Americans. In the Paleo Americans, I discuss some of the history of the Paleo Americans. I'm going to do a more detailed study pretty soon on the Maya, and that's coming out very soon. So look forward to that. And if you want to find out about the history, the tripartite history of Black people, yes, we have a tripartite history. From Black Europeans, Africans, and Black Aboriginals. They're developed in a sense foundational Black Americans. You can learn about much of this history and history of Blacks in America from prehistory to 1877. Check it out. Get my books. Books that deal with Europe are Blacks in Europe, and my book, The World History of the Black Race. This is a very important book. It's a survey book. Yes, The World History of the Black Race is a survey book. And in this book, I discuss every Black civilization that's ever existed on the planet Earth. Check it out. Get that knowledge. You should have everybody, foundational Black Americans should have in their living room, on their cocktail table. Yes, on their cocktail table, The World History of the Black Race, because this book lays out who and what we are. Everybody should have it in their home. And if you want to find out about how Black people ruled Europe, get my book, Manufactured Genetic Origins of the Fake European Back Migration. In this book, I talk about the factors that when they talk about Europe being in a white continent, it's all a lie. The whole idea that Europe is always white, that's false. Europe was a Black continent. Europe was a civilization that Black people built. Get this book, Manufactured Genetic Origins, the Fake European Back Migration. There's another video on YouTube. It's called First Americans Were Black, Dr. Clyde Winter's First Americans Were Black. This video is very interesting. In this video, they talk about the genetic evidence that I presented to show, that the earliest Americans were Black. So check out this video. It's DNA evidence reveals the first Americans. It talks about my research. That's a nice picture of me, but hey, I'm old now. B1, yes, B1, yes, B1, Black first. B1 is brilliant first. Yes, we're Black and brilliant. FBA is not a group. FBA is not an organization. FBA is a lineage. A lineage is lineal descent from an ancestor, ancestry or pedigree. As a result, we are descendants of the Black Europeans, Africans, and Aboriginal Blacks who built the United States. You can order my books at Amazon.com. Check me out on Twitter, Clyde 8. Were Africans in America before Columbus? You bet you buddy they were. And the scholars who proved that the Olmecs were Africans and other Black people in the Americas was David Imhotep, Ivan Van Sutter, and me, Dr. Clyde Winters. We worked on this, and it's very important that we know this because, see, people are still trying to claim, in a sense, that Black people just came to America as slaves. No, that's false. We've always been here, and we will always be here. Granted, there's only reality, but one's interpretation of that reality varies based on the outlook and experience of the researcher. Get my book, Afrocentrism, Social Science Paradigms and Methods. This explains to you how to research our history, how to be able, in a sense, to document our great past, And this is very important because, see, you too can be a researcher. Yes, you too can be a researcher. And this book can help you. We need, in a sense, researchers. We need people to be writing books and articles about our history. Right now, if you go to ChatGPT, and you put in there who's a black scholar interested in the Americas, they're going to mention three people who are dead and me. Ivan Van Sertima and a couple. Asante, he's in there, but Asante, he's not a historian. Asante is a literature person. He's done some good research. He, in a sense, has found it, and interpreted what Afrocentrism is, what African identity is. But in a sense, when it comes to real research, I'm the one that's doing that research because I believe in writing research papers. We need you to be able to do research, you to be able to write research papers. Get this book, Afrocentrism, Social Science Paradigms and Methods, so it can help you to become a researcher. The Chama Vase, yes. The Chama Vase is very important. This is the Chama Vase, and this is a beautiful Mayan artifact. And this Mayan artifact, it depicts these black people and red Maya Indians, and it's very interesting in a sense is that it shows that meeting of both groups. It shows in a sense the diversity of ancient America, The study of ancient history demands you keep an open mind. The Chama Vase refers to a distinctive style of ancient Mayan ceramic vessels produced during the late classic period, circa 7th to 8th century of the Christian era. In the highlands of present-day Guatemala, particularly around the Chicoy River Valley in the Alta Verapaz region. These vases are named after the archaeological site of Chama, where several examples were excavated in the early 20th century by archaeologist Robert J. Burkett for the University of Pennsylvania Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology. This map can show you some of the sites, and it shows some of the other sites around there. So you can see that this particular site was in Guatemala, and in Guatemala, and Belize, these places you can find a lot of Mayan sites and Black Mayan sites. And the reason that I believe that you can find a lot of Black Mayan sites here is because the fact, in a sense, is that these monuments were covered by, in a sense, they were covered over by, sand, dirt, mountains, and jungles, thick jungles, Because, see, if they wouldn't have been covered over, they would have probably been destroyed because, see, many of the Europeans, they didn't find a lot of stone around to build their cities and their towns. And so often they would find pyramids that were built by Black people, and they would use them as a core. They would use them as a site to get stone to build their own houses and build up their cities. And so luckily, in a sense, many of the various pyramids down in Mexico, Guatemala, and Mexico and Central America, they were covered over by all this vegetation. They were covered over by deep jungle forage, and that made it, in a sense, very difficult to find these monuments. But it's wonderful that we find them today because it shows, in a sense, the great history and the antiquity of Black people over here in the New World. The archaeological site of Chama is a Maya settlement located in the highlands of Alta Verapaz, Guatemala. Yes. It dates back to 600 to 850 BC. Chama was situated in the northern Guatemala, in the transitional zone between the Maya lowlands and highlands. Cultural sphere. Although Chama was in the highlands, its art shows influences from the lowland Maya, elite tradition reflecting cultural exchange. The area was likely a marginal political zone on the periphery of more dominant classic Maya polities. Chama gained attention in the early 20th century due to excavations by Robert J. Burkett, working for the University of Pennsylvania Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology. Burkett excavated a large number of ceramic vessels and other artifacts, many of which now reside in the Pennsylvania Museum. Chama-style vases are noted for their cylindrical form, elaborate painted scenes, and black and white chevron borders. Many Chama vessels were found in elite tombs, suggesting ritual or funerary use. Mythological and royal scenes are included on this pottery. Their pottery includes depictions of deities, throne scenes, ceremonial processions, and other narrative scenes that we find also in some hieroglyphic texts. Some vases include Maya glyphs, though often abbreviated or stylized in a way that suggests local variations or possibly even partial literacy. Yes, yes, yes. But the thing is, this is that because of the fact, in the sense that the Mayans used the syllabary, they didn't have to use a lot of characters to make a message. We use an alphabet. Because we use an alphabet, we have words that depend on many alphabetical characters. But see, they wrote their language in a monosyllabic script, and a monosyllabic script, in a sense, means that you have like different consonant, vowel associations to produce words. This meant in the sense that you could say a lot less, you know, in their writing than we would say using our alphabetic writing system. The actual site layout and architecture of Shama is not well documented compared to major lowland sites like Tikal or Copan, because most of what is known comes from portable artifacts. The broader socio-political organization, urban planning, and population structure of Shama remains topics of speculation. There's ongoing debate about whether Shama was a local highland chiefdom, a client polity, or a larger kingdom, or a more autonomous center. Again, here you can see Shama, and you can see Shama's around Palenque, Tikal, Copan. So you can see it's around a lot of other sites that seem to have been part of a cultural network. Yes, a cultural network. That means a network of people who are practicing the same or similar culture. Shama stands out as a regional style center, offering insight into how peripheral Maya communities participate in classic period elite culture. Its ceramics are often used to study artistic innovation and interregional exchange and Maya iconography beyond the dominant lowland kingdoms. Let's look at the construction of the Chama vases. Typically, Chama vases are cylindrical with straight sides, crafted from fine ceramic paste. They were hard built using the cowl technique, then slip painted and burnished to achieve a polished finish. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, Color, and Decoration has discussed these issues. These vases feature a distinctive color palette, including cream-colored slip backgrounds with overpainted designs in red, black, and brown, and orange. A hallmark of the Shama style is the use of black and white chevron motifs encircling the rim and base of the vessels. Why don't you take a few minutes to look at this? It's a very striking artifact. The painted scenes often depict mythological narratives, ceremonial events, and figures. This shows, in a sense, the courtly style. Yes, some of the vases illustrate throne scenes and processions, reflecting aspects of the courtly life on the Maya periphery. Shama-style vases were likely used in elite settings for purposes such as feasting, gift exchange, and funerary offerings. Their production represents a brief yet vibrant period of artistic expression in the Maya highlands, possibly influenced by interactions with lowland Maya culture. Penn, Pennsylvania Museum Collection. The Penn Music Museum houses several Shama vases, including the one that depicts a ceremonial scene right here, where we see multiple human figures accompanied by hieroglyphic text. In this picture, we see a distinctive spear point on the spear. The black man is given the Mayan chief. The tip of this spear point was probably not copper, even though copper was frequently used by pre-Columbian blacks to make tools and other artifacts. So take a look at that picture and you can see that spear point. Very distinctive. The spirit point is probably quinine. Blacks usually sold this metal to Amerindians. The Spanish mentioned blacks coming to Hispaniola with spear points made of quinine. According to Las Casas, quinine was made up of 18 parts gold, 6 parts of silver, and 8 parts of copper. Las Casas wrote, Columbus thought to investigate the report of the Indians of the Espatilia, who said that there had come to Hispaniola from the south and southeast a black people who held the tops of their spears made of a metal they called quinine, of which he had sent samples to the sovereigns to have them assayed. When it was found that of 32 parts, 18 were gold, 6 of silver, and 8 of copper. What do we learn from this passage? First, we learn that the Indians traded with black people. Second, we discover that these black people had spears made of gold, copper, and silver. And finally, these people called this metal quinine. Now, what do we see in this picture? First, we find a black man depicted as the traitor god of the Maya at the court of a Mayan dignitary. The black man holds a reddish, orange, yellowish spear point, which would have been the color of a spear point made from copper and gold. This vase supports the Indian tradition that blacks introduced and manufactured the spear point of the black man on this vase. Take a minute and look at that. The vase proves that blacks carried reddish, orange, yellowish spear points on the top of their spears, which would have resembled a spear point depicted on this vase. This is further proof of the pre-Columbian presence of blacks in the Americas. Yeah, look at the face. They are different. Take a good look at the face. You can see that the facial features are definitely different. You can see the phenotypical types of the Mayan as opposed to this African. In the picture, you can see the feet of the Mayan and the Negro are totally different. You can see that the feet aren't exactly black, but you can see that the feet are brownish. You can look at the vase, and the top two glyphs next to the spear held by the black man is the Jaguar and Ahau glyphs. They would read Balam Ahau, or Jaguar Lord. So this means, in a sense, that it was the black man giving this spear point to the Jaguar Lord, Balam Ahau. The inscription in front of the black man holding the spear reads Balam Ahau, Utate Mase, Tapoa Bay. The translation reads, Jaguar Lord, the vital spirit arrives today. Pure and sacred is here. Thou Balam Ahau exists as a sacred object. Yes. Check out my books. I've written some books on the Mayan language. I've written some books on the Olmec language. And when you know Olmec, you're able to read these inscriptions. Yes, they can be read. A lot of people tell you that the Mayan inscriptions cannot be read. That's what the white man says, because the white man, unless he decides that an issue is this or an issue is that, it's not existing. But I can tell you that you can read these inscriptions. I can read them. Buy my books on the Olmec language and Mayan language, and you too can read it. Balam, or Jaguar Lord, was painted black, as was the Mayan tradition, in representing elites in ceremonies, while the feet were represented as the natural dark color of the Jaguar Lord. It is clear that the figure painted black on the Chama Vase holding the spear was a dignitary, not a god, since the hieroglyphics text in front of the figure says he was named Balam Ahau. The dark color of Balam Ahau feet and hands show that he was a Negro, but we would call an African. The Chama Vase illustrates the ceremonial practices and artistic conventions of the ancient Maya civilization. It depicts a black figure, Balam Ahau, suggesting the existence of Black Mayan and their role in society. This vase serves as evidence of cross-cultural interactions and the representation of Black individuals in Mayan art. This vase provides valuable insight into the ceremonial practices, artistic conventions, and close cultural interactions of the ancient Maya civilization. It shows that there were Black Maya, just like the FBA today. Yes. This shows in the sense that there were Black Maya. We have to stop, in a sense, believing that the only people that existed, that the only people that existed in the Americas were what we call, in a sense, the so-called red man. No, the Black man was here too. We've always been here, and we always will be here, you see. So be supportive. Again, in a sense, I hope that you enjoyed this presentation. I want to thank you for joining me this Thursday on Black History Gems. I'll be here next week, same time, same place. Keep your head up and don't give up. Don't give up. Don't let up. It's only through fighting. It's only through, in a sense, trying to make sure that the truth gets out there that we're going to be able, in a sense, to lead our people to a great and illustrious future, Chemistry, Black Magic, they have been DNA testing those skulls. They are not cranial deformations. That's true. But the thing is, this is that there was some cranial deformations, and just like in Africa, sometimes they put the sticks to make the head go a little bit different. But people had their own way, and because people had their own way, then therefore, in a sense, you can see this. So what we have to do is we have to understand that these ancient people were not just one group. They were not just one group. They were people, in a sense, who wanted to make sure that we understood and know the future, because we can learn about the future from the past. But what we have to understand, in a sense, that we sold each other slaves and that we created much of the problems that people suffer today. Our identity and our culture as Black foundational Americans. Yes. Wars between Black Indians and whites were manufactured to produce Black slaves for whites. The English, the French, and the Dutch provided the Native Americans with guns, rum, and cheap goods to purchase Native American Indian slaves. Between 1670 and 1720, many Black Native Americans were enslaved. The Black Native Americans were sold into slavery throughout the 13 colonies, Mississippi Valley, Canada, and the British West Indies. The majority of Black Native Americans sold into slavery by whites and Indians. Slave traders were the Choctaw, the Yamasee, and other Carolina tribes. Yes. Many of these tribes, like the Mandi, Mandinga, many of these tribes, we've lost their names. And their names have been lost to history because of the fact, in a sense, that when the European came, as he conquered these Black Indians, he just made them slaves. And so over time, in a sense, their nations disappeared. Over time, in a sense, their history wasn't recorded. Over time, they were even able to deny that Aboriginal Blacks even existed in America. They wanted to give our Aboriginal ancestors gifts. And the only problem with the gifts that they gave us was that often these blankets that they gave us carried smallpox. Yes, diseases. They also, in a sense, gave us another gift, rum, fire water. And this rum caused an addiction among us. And in a sense, it led to a demand for guns because it incentivized Indian slave trading. Yes, the first slaves sold in America were Indians, Black Indians, selling other Black Indians to Europeans to work on their cotton, not on their cotton plantations, their tobacco plantations, their rice plantations. Yes. We sold each other over here, just like in Africa, because of the fact that we failed to understand that we are one. We should be united based upon our identity and our culture as Black foundational Americans. Yes. Reparations, baby, reparations. We deserve reparations. We deserve reparations like yesterday, not just today. No, not just today. We deserve our reparations. Give us our money, baby. Cut the check.
Cut the check, black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less, remain on cold, follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time for resilience. Cut the check, black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less, remain on cold, follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time for
Parents, looking for a story that would not only captivate your little one's imagination, but would also teach valuable lessons. The Bloom, bedtime story for the young at heart, takes your child on a magical journey to ancient Kemet, where the goddess Sister Andito brings life, love, and healing. Through this enchanting tale, your child will learn the importance of nature, compassion, and positivity, all while discovering the rich history of Kemet. It's a story that inspires self-mastery and love for the world around them, making it the perfect bedtime read for little dreamers. Available on Amazon now, The Bloom not only nurtures young minds, but also supports the FBA community. Grab your copy right now and give your child the gift of adventure of learning. Order The Bloom today on Amazon. Thank you. Hotel.
time travel in a book. Go far in a book. Can you remember from a book? Knowledge given in a book. Benefit from a book. Create a movie from a book. Just don't forget to give thanks to the author of the book. Thanks.
Free your mind, let it let go to the top, drop it to the floor. Hey, energy, coming like whoa. Spring water, how did that go? Free your mind, let it let go. Tap in, go, let it think I know. Hey, let it think I know. Let it think I know. Energy, coming like whoa. Spring water, how did that grow? Free your mind, let it let go to the top, drop it to the floor. Energy, coming like whoa. Tap in, go, let it think I know. Hey. She told me go and put it in her heart. I told her I don't wanna break it all apart. Let me be a night light in the dark. Hey, my nigga shine bright with the art. Gemini 2 time, know it's hard. Got the stars on the line with the charts. Big dog, so I gotta leave a mark. Free your mind, cause I'm not that smart. Hey, energy, got my light walk. Spring water, how did that grow? Free your mind, let it let go to the top, drop it to the floor. Hey, energy, got my light walk. Spring water, how did that go? Free your mind, let it let go.
Here is where you
What's up, everybody? It's Eve. Follow me on Twitter and YouTube for space recordings and special live programs. 2024, we're doing things a little different if you haven't peeped game by now. So yeah, this is your chance. You can do it now if you want. Hit the bell here on YouTube at JustEveB, or find me on X at Justice4Just_Us. That's JUSTICE, 4 JUST_US. And if you feel so inclined, support my channel and the work we do over here. The Cash App and Patreon links are in the description. Black first.
Supplemental learning for your mini. But you can learn too. Don't send your mini into the belly of the beast unarmed. Courses, practical math, language, the code. our story, and more. An institution founded by us, dedicated to us and our fight for justice. Here you will learn ways to combat the system using the same information they are trying to keep away from you. Welcome to FBA Sunday School.
Buy my book, Blacks in Europe. This is one of the most important books that you'll find on the market today. In this book, I discuss the rise of Black people in Europe. I have a special section on the so-called Borodineks. The Borodineks are the Black people that formerly lived in Britain who were sold into chattel slavery in the 13 colonies and in the Caribbean. Buy this book, Blacks in Europe. You can get this book at Amazon.com. Buy this book today. Learn about the Black nationalities that lived in Europe. Learn that Europe was once a Black continent. Buy my new book. Buy my book, Nationality and the Law. In this book, we discuss the importance of race and identity among many African Americans. I explore the genesis of the so-called Blacks from an ethnogenesis of Black Irish, Black Aboriginals, and Sub-Saharan Africans. In this book, you will understand how they were separated into two races and why we call, in a sense, the Caucasian race the white race today. Buy my book, The Nationality and the Law. You'll enjoy it.
Time travel in a book, go far in a book. When is the last time you spent bread on a book? Knowledge given in a book, benefit from a book, create a movie from a book, create animation from a book. With language and literature, with language and literature, with language and literature, with language and literature. See why he's the World Wide Web warrior. See why his research is undefeatable. See why he's a World Wide Web warrior. His research stands undefeatable. If you learn something new, then subscribe to me on YouTube. Don't just come for the views, purchase a book and use the tool.
The only thing that can save you is be one, be one, be one. To fight Cage, you must stay.